Hey, welcome back to Married in Minecraft. We're still working on saving the town, and the gang is all here to continue talking today about step number 5, which is improving your village. When you're putting a wall up and you have either sand or dirt, it's always a good idea to take some cobblestone and make yourself a gate or an entryway into the wall so that you can get in and out. We usually like using gates because if you put a door on here, the villagers can open the door and still get out. And sometimes they forget and leave the door open and let things in. There's a lot more that we can do to help the town thrive. We can improve the economy. And to do this, you need people and jobs. So let's talk about people. One of the important villager mechanics that will impact your town is villager beds. After all, Minecraft says that if you have one bed and one villager claiming that bed, you have a town. And from a job perspective, everybody wants to make a living, so they'll need a work block. Now currently there are 13 work blocks, and you might find a random assortment of some of these in your town. If you have a large town, you might just find all of them in your town. The first up is going to be the farmer, and this is the farmer's work block. It's called a composter, and this is the farmer. The farmer is very important to the economy and the sex life of the town. They keep both the seeds and the harvest in one of the 4 slots that all villagers have. If they have extra, they'll give this extra to the other villagers in the town, and this helps with the sex life or with the breeding of the villagers. Now if you see farmers going to the field and harvesting and the crops are just floating, that means that all 4 of their blocks are full. Now the great thing about farmers is that they buy stuff that they or you can grow, to include watermelon and pumpkins. So they're a great source of emeralds. In fact, Bad Rabbit loves to heal up her equipment by trading with them because you also get XP when you're trading. Now as to the composter that the farmer uses, you can actually use this to make bone meal by adding certain things like seeds, wheat, carrots, and the like. It doesn't make much, but I've seen Waddles make a bone meal machine with these. Okay, so next up is the Cleric. Now this guy uses the brewing stand, and he is going to be your buddy because he actually buys rotten flesh, which if you're saving a town, you're probably going to have a lot of this after a while. The other great thing is that later on you'll be able to use the brewing stand to make potions. So next we'll talk about the Fletcher. The Fletcher uses the fletching table. Once you level this guy up to the higher levels, you can buy one of 15 different types of special arrows from him, like arrows of poison or arrows of weakness. Then we have the Shepherd. The Shepherd uses the loom, which can also be used by you to put patterns on banners. Shepherds will buy wool from the sheep you have in town, and they'll sell you items like shears and beds and banners. Now on to the Cartographer. His work block is the cartography table that you can actually use to copy and resize maps. This snazzy dresser also is the dude that can hook you up with a treasure map or a map to the dreaded and faraway woodland mansion. This next profession is one that we try to get in every town that we save, the Librarian. If I only had 3 villagers in a town, I'd probably have farmers, a cleric, and librarians. These ladies sell enchanted books like Mending, Unbreaking 3, Looting, and Fortune, just to name a few. They use the lectern for their job site block, and you also should make or have some bookshelves around for them to use also. Now we've created medium-sized libraries with like 10 librarians in several of our towns, and we have a few large ones with like 20 to 25 different librarians, each selling a different book. Moving on to the butcher, that also looks like a baker or some kind of cook. Either way, these guys use the smoker as their job block, and they'll buy raw chicken, pork, beef, and rabbit from your farms. And just past the butcher is the fisherman. The fisherman will buy string or coal, and at the higher levels will sell you an enchanted fishing pole or boat. Now I love their job block because it looks pretty cool, and you can drop the barrel with the round end facing up vertically or facing out horizontally. The barrel also acts like a trunk, so you can actually use it to put a bunch of stuff in. This comes in pretty handy during raids when you're trying to hurry up and get your inventory emptied out. Moving right along, we have one of Bad Rabbit's favorite villagers, the Mason. Their workstation is the stone cutter, which is awesome because it will allow you to take only one block and make it into anything that can be made with it, where some recipes calls for more blocks to do it, so it's cheaper to use than the crafting table. Now at the beginning levels, they'll sell you bricks, but at the higher levels, they can sell glazed terracotta and quartz. Next up is the pirate, the weaponsmith. His job block is the grindstone, which can be used by you to remove enchantments from items and give you their XP. This villager can sell you a town bell at the apprentice level, and at the higher levels can sell you enchanted diamond axes or swords. Just past the pirate is the armorer. His job block is the blast furnace, which you can use to smelt ores at twice the speed. At the expert and master levels, the armorer will sell you enchanted diamond armor. Next up is the, where'd he go? Oh wait, there he is, the leather worker. They can sell you leather armor, and at the master level, a saddle. And their job block is the cauldron, which can hold water and soon lava. Next is the toolsmith, or the blacksmith. He can also sell you a bell, and at the expert and master level he can sell you enchanted axes, shovels, and pickaxes. His job station is the smithing table, which is critical in making netherite armor, or tools. Now, there are a couple of other villagers that actually don't have job blocks, and we'll talk about them now. One of them. This guy right over here. This is a Nitwit. And I don't mean that he's a dummy. I mean, he's actually called a Nitwit. That's his uniform. That green jacket, that's what Nitwits wear. And you can see what they do is, well, nothing. They don't really do anything. They get up late, they go to bed late, they wander around and get in trouble. They don't have a job, and that is their job, to not do anything. Now, the last villager that we're going to talk about, I couldn't find in the town, so we're going to make one. Keep your eyes on, where'd he go? Keep your eyes on the shepherd there. When I take away this work block, bang, he is now unemployed. And this is the other kind of villager that you might see in your town. If you're walking around and the villager doesn't have any kind of special uniform like all the other guys do, and he's not wearing a green jacket, that means he's unemployed. And you need to make a work block so that he can have a job. When I put this back, bang, he should now take the job, and boom, now he's a shepherd. So now you can see he's got the uniform on. Now there's one other villager that's not really a part of the town that we're not going to talk about, and that's the wandering trader. There is one other job in the town, but it's not a villager's job, and that's the job of the security force. These guys, the golems, I'm not sure why he's in here, but they will spawn if you have at least 20 beds and 10 villagers. So we built this bunkhouse and put in lots of beds to get the villagers and the golems. Well, that's about all we have time for today, so we'll see you next time on episode 4 on Married in Minecraft.